Widows is the newest heist movie from director Steve McQueen and stars Viola Davis, Michelle Rodriguez, and a lot of people, including Liam Neeson. And this movie is very good, and I'm going to talk about why. And even though I say it's very good, it was a little frustrating for me right after I saw it. But it took me a day to finally, make up a final opinion about this movie. And here it is. So, Widows. I'm going to talk about the positives. The drama in this movie, not the dramatic, yeah, the drama in this movie is phenomenal. The dialogue is great, it's very intense, and that's probably the best thing about this movie. It's just, the tone of this movie is great. It's a dark, dramatic movie with little moments of comedy thrown in, which is fine. Usually every movie has a little moment of comedy and throughout it. And it's very enjoyable, and my flaws with the movie sort of have something to do with it, but I'll talk about that later. And I came into this movie thinking it would have some action in it, but reading all the genres and everything, none of them said action. It was just drama, mystery, crime, and I was like, there's probably gonna be at least one shootout in this movie, and there is, but it's not even a full-on shootout. It's it all happens very fast, and this movie's more of just a crime suspense movie, and do not expect this movie to be an action movie at all. And that's probably a downfall I had with this movie. I just thought there would be more action in it, which is fine that it didn't have action. I just wish I, knew that before the movie. And I think the intensity and everything really saves the movie, because it can actually be pretty boring at times, I'm not gonna lie. Usually throughout this movie, it kind of dragged. I'm gonna sort of say it was really slow paced at some points, and it kind of took a while, but when it picked back up, everything got really intense. But the moments that drag are probably my biggest flaw with the movie. Also, the villains, there's some points in the movie where they have a lot of screen time, but there's just a large point in the movie where they don't really have that much screen time at all, and then they show up again, and then they kind of it feels a little unequal. And the pacing in this movie is just, it was just way too slow paced at some points. And I feel if it was shorter, it would have been a little more enjoyable if they cut out some of the slow paced parts, and there's a side plot, and if they just cut out some of that, and what the thing about the side plots is it leads to the main story, and it has something to do with it, so that's fine. But I feel sometimes it could take away from the movie too much. Or if this movie was longer but had more action, or more scenes of the heist and everything, that would be better. But it's fine. And yeah, either if it was shorter and a little more intense at some points, that would have been better. And what else was I gonna say? The score in this movie, there isn't really a score, and to me there was a loud rumbling sound I heard throughout the movie, and I don't know if that was a speaker off, or if that was any sort of speaker or anything. Okay, so sorry guys, I got interrupted. I had to edit that part out, so it might sound a little weird, but yeah. So everything I just talked about, there are flaws in the movie, but I feel overall the tone and the intensity of this movie really saves it for me. And sorry I didn't get this review out yesterday. Just when I got home, I was really tired, and and it just took me a while to figure out what my final thoughts about this movie were. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Widows was a good time. I don't really know. It's not one of the best of the year for me, but it was still a really well-directed movie. Anyways, with that being said, Widows was a very enjoyable movie. I had a good amount of fun with it, and I'll give it a B+. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'm probably going to get a review out for Den of Thieves, because why not? Because Widows just came out, and it's a heist movie, and it came out this year, and I wanted to get a bunch of reviews I missed at this year by the end of the year. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.